Hey guys, and welcome back. Today is a big one for the Dream Game. I'm actually gonna jump right into it because I'm pretty excited. Today, as you can see, the map looks kind of ridiculous. We've decided to switch all the water from that one part to Roblox terrain water for a reason you guys will see in the next video or the one after that. But for now, you know, it is what it is. Secondly, we have a tunnel in the game. This is a singular tunnel, right? Just one. It doesn't look that cool, which we're going to change today. We're going to decorate that and make it look really, really awesome. And then we're going to add another tunnel through the entirety of the map, or at least this side. We had this kind of closed off tunnel, but no, we're going to open that up and have it go through the entirety of this half of the map, ending off about right here. So you'll kind of be able to pick your path through the tunnels. And the next thing, I don't know how possible this is going to be, but I'm gonna try. I want a ramp out of the tunnel, flying over half of the racetrack, and then landing back into the tunnel. Will it work? I don't know. We're gonna have to figure out starting now. All right, so when it comes to the tunnel, if we have this really small one and this really big one, we're gonna want a modular tunnel piece, right? Something that we aren't gonna have to just keep remaking. So to do that, we are gonna have this. I have like a basic idea. We're gonna have this come out, and I want that a bit lower, and then the top is gonna be a bit longer. Something like this, I think. Come out a little bit more. In fact, I think all of this could set a little more to the side of the road. Something like that, I think looks pretty good to me. Let's bring this part in, because I have an idea. Will it be a good or a bad idea? I am not sure. Let's see. We're gonna bring this down so it's all flush. Bring it in right there, in once right here. And guys, hear me out. We are gonna put a surface light in it and make that come out the bottom, just like that. I want to make this like a bluish white, something along these lines. And I'll go ahead and copy and make that the same color as the part. Yeah, not too bad. I don't want that going down as much. So let's bring this down or up maybe. I'd say something like that works for me. We'll keep this angle at 90 just because why not? And then I guess we'll make this part neon as well. Oh, we are going to have to darken that quite a bit. All right. I'd say something like that looks good for the start, but we definitely are going to need some more details. So let's bring one of these way out. I want it sticking out on the top and the bottom. Something like this, maybe one more. And we'll toss one on the other side as well. And then this part, we're going to have to scale in. And then I just got to mess with that light angle until I get it looking right. I don't really like how it's on those too much, but I don't think we have many options here. I guess for now, we're going to have to go with something like this. All of these parts are going to need to be concrete, probably the ceiling too. That's a little harsh. Asphalt would probably be a bit better. Yeah, definitely a more clean look. Now, I want to put some sort of a texture on this, just so it's not all the same thing. Let's go ahead and scale that. And I have no idea what texture I'm going to put on here, but I'm going to look through the Add Easy Textures plugin and see if anything is fitting the fancy. All right, it took a little bit of playing around with the texture move tool, but I think this is looking pretty all right. It definitely helps break it up a little bit. Now, I think these two things we're gonna make just a hair darker, just to add a little bit more depth and dimension to this build. And the last thing I think I wanna add is going to be something across the top that comes out further than all of this. Just as one more layer of just coolness, I guess. Darken that up a little bit more, and now we have a tunnel that looks something like this. I do think we're gonna need some sort of lights hanging from the top, so let me see what I wanna do for that. Not exactly sure, but we need something more on the roof. It just looks a little flat and plain. All right, we're definitely starting to get somewhere. I don't wanna go too crazy with the lights. I think the surface lights are pretty bad now that we're starting to get this put together. In fact, let me slide this on in to where the tunnel goes and kind of see what we're working with. First thing, we're going to have to get rid of some of this terrain. So edit, sculpt, subtract, way less and way less. We need barely any subtraction here. Let's just kind of carve this out. I'm not gonna lie, it looks kind of cool growing through the top, but that's not what I'm going for, so I think I'm gonna have to cut that out too. It does look cool, man, but it's not gonna work out. I will keep a little bit on the sides. I like how it kind of feels grown over right here. This side will probably have to grow it, but for now, it should be okay. Let's turn this strength up a little bit here. All right, at least now we can see what we're doing. So I think these surface lights are way too bright. So we'll try that first, maybe a 0.3. 0.3, that's already better. 0.1, I honestly like that. Just a 0.1. I don't want it to be like crazy. I just want it to be an accent. And then we need to draw this color more towards white. Something like that and darken it up. I think for now, something like this works. It's definitely a lot better than the other one was. Oh yeah, now we're gonna copy and paste this. In fact, we're going to have to delete the ends here, and we're not going to copy and paste. We're just going to stretch the parts all the way down because that makes a lot more sense. However, I'm going to make a duplicate just in case I mess something up, and let's just see how this goes. So I'm going to start with these walls, duplicate, and I'm basically going to move them until the first wall meets up with the second one, just like this. And that is how we're going to know we have perfect spacing. And now we can do it with 3 at a time instead of 2. And it should make spacing these pretty easy. All right, I think you guys get the method to my madness. Then I'm just going to scale all these parts out and make the tunnel completed. Oh yeah, this tunnel looks so much better than the one before. All of the terrain is out. It kind of just loads in a bit weird. There is one more thing that I think I want to do, just because this could annoy players if they keep crashing into like these little pillars here. We're going to the OG Dream Game map, guys. That's right. If you're unfamiliar, this was going to be the map. And I was spending a while building it, and it just, I don't know, man, a little switch had flipped, and I said, that's not good enough. So we're gonna grab this guardrail and take it over to the new map, because why would I make another one when this one is perfectly fine? I want to put it on the side of the road, just like this. Rotate it twice, and it's basically gonna act as a guardrail. Yeah, it makes sense. So players can't hit the pillars. I feel like they would just get a little annoyed if they kept smashing into those. And we'll do those for both of the tunnels as well. Line that up just like this. Make sure we're not scaling all the way out there. Something around here is good. Delete all the extra parts, and then I just have to make sure they go all the way to the end on the other side. And just like that, I would say the tunnel is done. I think it'll be really cool for updates to make these lights like red and green for Christmas or orange and purple for Halloween. Now, we have a slightly bigger project, weirdly less big since we already made the tunnel. We need to grab this tunnel and cut out all of this terrain, guys. I don't even know exactly how I'm gonna do this. I have one idea. Let's just test it out and see how it goes. I'm gonna line up our tunnel right here with the road. This, just trust me, guys. You gotta go with me on this one. This looks good. Now, I'm going to make this part the same size as the inside of the tunnel, okay? Once again, you gotta go with me on the process here, guys. That is pretty close. We'll go to this side as well. And maybe up a little bit. Say that looks pretty good. Now, what I'm gonna do is take this, which is a little entrance. The rest of it is all terrain. I'm going to take this part and scale it across as far as I can. It goes to about right there. Then I'm going to duplicate it, scale it down, and scale that one out as far as I can. All right, so here's what we have. We might need to go down a little bit too, because we're gonna have to put a road in either way, and we already have a road. Nice, we could just expand that one. Now check it out, guys. This should work perfectly. Part to terrain, air, boom. As you can see, a perfectly cut tunnel. And all we'll have to do now is use the tunnel we already placed and expand it into this crevice. I'm going to connect the two roads first just by expanding this one all the way down. And after that, we'll throw the tunnel in and do the same thing. All right, bros, we are doing the last 2 steps right now for the tunnel. It was honestly a very boring process. It was just copy and pasting the old tunnel and then scaling it so it actually fits within this new area. So yeah, definitely not missing much. Let's scale those up, make these a bit better lined up. Maybe that was the best they can be. Okay. And then we'll just add around this like we have been with our terrain editor. We want to have rock and just kind of, you know, make it feel more like a tunnel entrance and less like some Roblox parts, I guess I could say. That'll work for now. When the terrain artist gets on, he'll probably clean that up a little bit, but check this out. Now, we are not about to spend a bunch of time eroding this. What I'm gonna do is duplicate this part, drag it out. In fact, I'm gonna just put it on both sides. And then I'm going to use part to terrain and click it to air. Boom. I mean, that works pretty good. We're gonna have to redo that one more. There we go. A nice clean tunnel all the way down. We can delete these light parts that I was using while I was working on stuff. Oh, it looks so good. Now, there is one more thing I wanted to do, and it looks like we're gonna have to actually wait until the terrain guy is on, because it's gonna be a bit harder than I originally thought. So the goal would be put a ramp like right here, and then it shoots you through this. Like this would all be cut out, the terrain would be cut out, and it shoots you straight up, and then you're flying like, I don't know, maybe from like this part over the entire racetrack, landing around here somewhere and going back into the tunnel. I wanted to do that, but it's not gonna happen today. I just know I'm gonna really scuff the terrain. Like I just see it happening. However, let's get everything anchored, and I'm about to ride over here on the bike and show you guys the minimap progress. All right, guys, it's time to hop in the game, check out these tunnels, and check out our minimap. This thing is coming along really, really cool. As you can see, when you turn your camera around, the minimap does turn, and we do have a north here, which is just really nice, so you don't really lose your direction on the map. The next thing that's really cool about the minimap, when you press M, it goes into a full screen map and is always centered on your character. For example, I'm right here right now, and as you can see, it is centered. Also, you can zoom out and in, and you can scroll around the map to look at everything. And we made it so you can't just like infinitely scroll into the sea. It does lock off, which is also super nice. And when you zoom in, it doesn't just zoom straight in, it actually zooms in to where your mouse is, which is another kind of quality of life thing that Robo was working on, and it's just really, really cool. Up next, we're gonna make these little waypoints. When you click on them, it's gonna pop up, tell you what it is, what you can do there, etc. But for now, the mini-map is definitely really cool. Let's go check out those tunnels. Yo, it's your boy, 360 Stoppy. I mean, no Stoppy. Wheelie. How about a scrape? Yo, I actually want to see how the scrapes look in the tunnels. I think that's gonna be so sick. Let's just get over there. Hit some light poles, drop those to the ground. Little stoppy over the bridge. Sheesh. Bro, I cannot wait to release this game, man. It's getting so close. Or I guess like just so much closer, okay? Because close is, it's a little, you know. But everything has been going so good. The minimap looks fantastic. Of course, we'll have to re-render the map once it's closer to done and make a new image in there. But everything has just been going so good. Let's hop behind the prison and check out the shorter tunnel. We're gonna do a stoppy all the way through it. Just watch. All the way through this tunnel, we're about to do a stoppy. Sheesh! Look at that, guys. Absolutely flawless. And now, the longer tunnel. This one, bro, I can't wait. We're gonna have a ramp so you can ramp out of the tunnel over half of the racetrack and land back in the tunnel. That is gonna be really cool. The scrapes look just as cool as I thought they would within the tunnel. Guys, I would say this has been a W for the map. Not only do we have 2 nice tunnels now, we added a whole extra road, so there's more driving area in the game, and it's just so nice. I'd say the next thing that I really want to get done is, of course, more stuff on the minimap. To me, it's just very important for the minimap to be good. I don't know why. I just feel like there's a difference between okay minimaps and great minimaps. And then we need to work on speed. Right now, your actual speed and your visual speed are the same. We need to make your actual speed slower and your visual speed faster. That way it takes longer to get around the map, as well as just adds more control for mainly people on Xbox and mobile. But man, we are definitely getting somewhere. Let's hit a nice 360 off of this ramp with some backflips. Oh, I guess like a 20 million. Awesome. And then a crash. Cool. Let's get into some questions. Wow, this is actually a perfect question. Will the minimap be fixed when the game releases? It looks really pixelated right now. Yes, it will. It's only pixelated because we did a very bad, quick render of the map. Obviously, the more pixels, no, that's not the right word. The more resolution you want the map to have, the longer it's gonna take to render. So we just did a super quick one, and it works for the time being. But yes, we'll have a lot better of one when the Dream game actually does come out. Question number 2, what factors do you think makes a game realistic? Lighting or textures? I've tried to make realistic lighting, but it always turns out so unrealistic. I think it's both that work together with each other. I would say lighting is almost more important than textures. I have made some builds that aren't exactly fantastic, but lighting can hide everything that's bad about it. For example, if your textures are blurry, if I don't know, you have some Z fighting, whatever, lighting can kind of cover up everything. If you check out one of my recent videos where we made a full map out of the toolbox and we build swapped it, look at that before and after the lighting, and yeah. All in all, for the most realism though, textures and lighting both matter. I just think lighting matters a little bit more because you can hide the textures that might not be so good. Anyways, that's gonna wrap up today's video. If you did enjoy and want to see more content like this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Later.